What's up, guys? It's Anthony from the Scale with Sales team here. I'm here with one of our clients, Mike Wood. We're back with another interview. Going to talk a little bit about Mike's journey. He started working with us towards the end of last year, 2024. He got into closing, and he's doing extremely well for himself. And so wanted to share with you guys for inspiration and to just get a better understanding of how we help Mike out and what it might be able to potentially do for you as well. So yeah, Mike, tell us a little bit about just who you are, how you got to Miami, and why you even wanted to get into sales in the first place.
Absolutely. Well, first off, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Mike Wood. I'm 26 years old. I've been in Miami for about 3.5 years now, going on 4 years. And I've always kind of been in sales. I've been in sales in many different aspects. I probably started my sales career when I was maybe 16 years old. I was in retail stores selling for, PacSun and Zumiez and these different skate stores. But I never really actually knew what sales was. And so my sales journey has been this absolute roller coaster, up and down. And where I wanted to join, Scale with Sales was I felt like my wheels were turning, right? I was just spinning my wheels. I was trying different sales gigs. I was trying to get hired at different places, got hired at a startup. I was trying to sell my own offer for videography services, and I just kept spinning my wheels. I didn't actually know what sales was, and specifically closing. And so I joined Scale with Sales. And it's been an incredible ride. After I joined Scale with Sales, they helped me get placed into an amazing sales role where I sell for a fitness offer. And in 3.5 months, I think I've sold over 400K.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So pretty much I know right before this, like you said, you were working for a startup and you didn't know what closing was. More specifically, you didn't know how to get into online sales, high ticket sales. I know a big goal of yours was, one, you wanted to make money, but two, you obviously wanted to have location freedom, and you didn't have that with your other job. So I feel like the first challenge before even getting good at sales and all of that was you didn't even know how to navigate the industry or get into it or understand what an actual sales role was specifically. Can you touch on why that was a challenge for you to figure out how to even get into sales and get a good opportunity?
Correct. Yeah, that's actually a good place to start. So I guess one of the bigger things that I would want to touch on is the fear, right? Is when I was working for the startup, they gave me a half decent salary. I mean, it was enough to pay my bills. Obviously, it wasn't what I was looking to make, but I was comfortable. I knew I had a paycheck coming every 2 weeks. And so going from having a salary to going to commission only was a big jump where I was okay, I've never gone to a commission only sales job where I'm working for somebody else. Yes, I've sold for myself doing videography, but that was just it doesn't even compare, right? So going from a salary to going to commission only was a big jump. And so I guess the biggest thing of figuring that out was, I guess working with you guys was actually how to find those sales jobs and not just wasting my time. So figuring out what a good sales job looks like, one that you have location freedom, one that's not a sales job, but you have to do all this administrative work where the job that I have now, it's 99% sales, 1% administrative work. I have no paperwork. I just sell, right? Yeah. And working from home, right? I didn't know what it was like working from home. And before I was oh, can I do it? Am I just going to screw off or take naps all day? And I realized I love working from home. Working from home is one of the best things that I've been able to achieve through, working with you guys and also being in remote online sales. And bro, I can work 12 hours, 13 hours a day and not feel burnt out.
Yeah. So it's super worth it. If you could take the risk to get into sales because you'll make good money and you have all that freedom, the freedom, like you said, to work from home or work from wherever you want, to choose when you work, things like that. The caveat is you have to grind. And so it scares a lot of people because they know it would be worth it, but they don't know how to take that first initial step. And there's a lot of risk involved. Like you said, most people are going from working a regular job, or even when I started in sales, I was working at a restaurant, I had regular jobs, and it's I know this is a path that I could make more money with, but you could not know how to find the right opportunity or not know how to navigate the opportunity when it even comes your way, or not know how to get an interview or not know how to nail the interview. And that's the difference between being able to make this step and make it successful versus being afraid to ever take it. So if you didn't find us, you might not have been able to take that step, or it might not have worked out. And immediately your life completely changed, it seems like.
Absolutely. I mean, within the first month of me joining the fitness offer that I currently sell for, I went from making a really half decent salary to basically tripling my income.
Can you tell us some numbers? Can you tell us some numbers? No shame here. We all started from ground zero. what you were making at your job, salary,
Totally.
and immediately like we get you the right opportunity immediately, we get you good at it, and like what you started making immediately.
Totally, yeah. So I was making just under 4K a month, 4,000 a month salary. So whatever that is, basically 2,000 a week, but it really wasn't 2,000. There was like, taxes taken out, whatever. But I went from making about 3.5K a month to first month I made 9K at the fitness offer. Second month I did 8.5K, and then last month I did 8.5K again. This month I'll probably shoot around 7.5 to 8K again.
So you doubled your income immediately.
Immediately almost tripled my income my first month, and then doubled my income every month after that.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
like, that's crazy. And you're in a vehicle where like you just got started. Like you could make so much more than that too, in the same vehicle.
I just got started. I mean, call it 4 months ago. Basically, at this point, I just got started.
Yeah. So how is that? How do you feel like this also like changed you as a person? Because like now it's like, yeah, like I'm not getting that salary. Like I have to work. I have to hustle. And like a lot of people like are afraid of taking that step and betting on themselves. But like I know what it's done for me, and I see what it's done for you. Like it helps you mature. It helps you grow. It helps you develop. Can you talk a little bit about like how you've seen yourself change from getting into sales and like why you love it so much? Because I feel like I can tell like you're totally different, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and I definitely love sales, and especially after really understanding what sales and especially closing. I think closing is one of the biggest things, but that is such an important topic to touch on because the most successful salespeople that I've seen are the people that develop themselves outside of sales, which helps them their sales game inside of sales, right? The more you focus on developing yourself outside of sales, the better your sales game is going to be. It's completely changed my life. I mean, my ability to speak to people, my ability to persuade people, my ability to just, in general, just talking to people, right? My comfortability, just being able to talk to random strangers. I probably hop on 10 sales calls a day, all 10 different people that I've never spoke to before. Having the ability to be able to gain trust from that person, figure out what solution you can solve to their problems and helping them get there is incredible. So yeah, I mean, it's completely changed my life just from not just like, like spiritually as well, right? But also financially. I mean, I don't have, I don't have to worry about like my bills. You know what I mean? I'm not like, pinching pennies. Like I can go out to dinner once a week, and take my girlfriend out. I can, spend money on different gifts and like take care of people around me. And it's actually pretty spectacular. That's
awesome, man. Yeah. I know you traveled back home to Michigan, which was a big goal. You were in Puerto Rico.
I went to Puerto Rico for about a week, traveled to Puerto Rico, which was incredible. When I went back to Michigan, it was like, I got to take my mom and my brother out for Mother's Day, right? I paid for the bill. We went to this like Aerosmith concert. I got to pay for the concert and for the bill, right? And it's just nice being able to like take care of the people around you. And that came from being able to jump that risk, right? Like jump over that fear, that gap of like, okay, I'm afraid of taking that jump because I have a cushy salary, which it's not that cushy, but it was paying my bills and I felt comfortable there. And I always knew I wanted more, but I had to jump over that fear, and it all worked out for the better.
The other thing that you told me, bro, is that this also opened up opportunities for other people in your life.
Correct.
Right? Where it's like, me and Ryan are in sales. You knew me and Ryan. You joined our program. We got you a gig, and then you started doing so well that all your friends that kind of like were stuck in life, like weren't sure what to do, you were able to give them opportunities as well. So like you're changing so many lives. Like you change your own life. You're changing your family's life through the money you're making and the experiences you can provide. You're changing lives on the sales calls through the people you're closing. And now you're changing your homies' lives. So talk a little bit about like what that does for you, or just like how that makes you feel to like be impacting so many people's lives in so many different ways.
Absolutely. So since I've been at the company that I work for now in the fitness offer, I've been able to get 3 of my close friends jobs at the company, and 2 of them just started. But one started last month, and in his first month, and he's taken probably a quarter of the amount of leads I have. I mean, I'm taking 10 sales calls a day, but he's probably taking, maybe 2 to 3 sales calls a day. He's over $4,000 in his first month, right? Awesome. And so, and he is immensely grateful for that. And he's been able to go through that same thing that I went through, where he had a salary, right? He left his salary job. He trusted me and said, okay, I'll listen to you and I'll do what you say. And now he's making more money than he was before, and an incredible opportunity, which also I've even seen the development in him where he's just a better person overall.
That's awesome, bro. I love that. Like, that's freaking amazing. If you felt like you didn't meet Ryan or myself, do you feel like you'd be in this position you're in right now?
I feel like it would have taken me a lot longer.
Yeah. Where like you would have eventually figured it out, but difference between figuring out like immediately like your first sales job, your first sales opportunity, learned how to get the interview, learned how to ace the interview, learned how to jump in and like navigate the, like, it's not just like, oh, how do I make money? How do I get a job? It's like,
Correct.
I have to navigate this new lifestyle of being
Correct.
reliable for myself and like figuring it out. But then also you are like being successful at it. Like, I know you said you were like top of the leaderboard, like for sales. So can you touch on a little bit, like we already went over getting into sales and like the challenges that come with that, but like what have you picked up on, or like what challenges would you say we helped you overcome just on like a sales standpoint?
Good question. So I would say, 4 months ago, from where I was before, like starting out, I had no idea what I was doing, right? And so you guys actually gave me the direction of, like you said, how to run the interview, how to, actually get the job, how to structure your lifestyle around the sales gig. And that has been super, super helpful, immensely helpful. But there's probably tens of thousands of people who were in my position where I was 4 months ago. And they probably have the same level of confidence, like, oh, I'll figure it out one day. Mm-hmm. But what is one day, right? And so having somebody like Anthony and Ryan who have been through it, who went through those trials and tribulations year after year, who have had 10, 15 plus sales jobs, who have sold over millions of dollars in sales, they have the experience. They know how to structure the lifestyle. They know how to find solid jobs. They know what a good quality offer looks like. And they know how to crush interviews. And so learning from you guys, you guys gave me a straight line as to go from where I was to where I wanted to be.
Yeah, amazing, bro. And the commitment to work with us, like in terms of like time and energy, like I know like it wasn't grueling. Like we try to make it very simple. So can you talk about like the time commitment it actually took to like figure out how to get into sales and like all this, like, was it smooth? Was it difficult? It really wasn't too much of a commitment on your end. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we were probably on like 1 to 2 phone calls a week, like 1 to 2 Zoom calls a week. And it wasn't a big commitment. We probably spent a total of like 20 hours working together before I actually got the job. It was not a lot of work. I trusted you guys, right? I put my trust into you guys and I said, okay, I know you guys can help me. Yeah. I'm just going to listen and take you guys' word. And it worked out for the better. So yeah, we maybe spent a total of like 20 hours total. Yeah. Just working together, going through those phone calls, figuring out, how to crush the interview, how to actually do the mock calls.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, amazing. And in terms of like anybody on the fence about like making an investment or commitment into themselves, it's like, yeah, it could be a little bit scary, but like Mike now, he just made like 9K, 8K, 8K. Like, let's just say like the average is like 8.5K.
Sure.
Right?
That's good average.
In 12 months, that's 102 grand. So you just broke into the 6-figure club if you stay on pace, and obviously you're only going to get better.
Correct.
And you might have some recurring payments and things like that.
Correct.
So it's like, can you talk a little bit about, like, I know when you worked with us, it wasn't as hefty as an investment because we were kind of getting things off the ground. But can you talk about, like, if you had to put a heftier investment into this, like, would you have thought it's worth it if you knew, this was going to come out of it?
Undoubtedly. 100% I would. Absolutely. Yeah, I think for anyone out there who is, struggling with the direction on how to get into sales, they don't know what to do, it's worthy of the investment. Now, I'm sure you guys have, financing options now where, people can kind of pay it off sooner. It's 100% worth the investment. If you would pay, $10,000 to say like, okay, in 6 months from now, my life is going to be set up for pretty much forever. Yeah. That's where I'm at now. I made that investment. And so, it is 100% a worthy investment. I'm not sure exactly what you guys are charging now, but
it's not 10K, so don't get scared.
Yeah. Yeah. Not sure what you guys are charging now, but it's definitely worth the investment. And I guess the other thing that I will say is like, developing yourself outside of sales. Like when I was in that job, I guess I was just kind of like in a low frequency mindset to where now it's like, I'm so much more focused on improving my mindset, just self-development when it comes to reading books, going to the gym. I know that the more I work on myself outside of sales, it increases my confidence level, which increases my ability to close inside of sales.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I hate to say it, like jobs are cool. We've all had jobs, but like, if you're in a job and like you're not really enthused about it and you're just there and you're just kind of like collecting that paycheck, like that's a drug.
For sure.
That's without a doubt like a drug, right? And you're just kind of like hoping your way through it, where it's like the reason why I know I matured and I developed so much was, and you did as well, like so quickly, it's because like, yeah, this shit forces you to be on your A game. 100%. Like it forces yourself to want to develop, but like there's a reward.
Absolutely.
You get better at sales, you help more people, you make more money, and there's such a reward to helping more people. So this is where you're at 4 months in, and we don't know what the future is going to hold, but like, where do you feel like this path can take you? Like, where do you feel like maybe like 6 to 12 months from now, like where do you see yourself now that like you got into sales, you're learning about online business? Can you see yourself opening a business one day as well? Like, what doors do you feel like this path opened up that weren't open to you previously?
Yeah, I think there's two things to hit on that. That's a great question. Is number one, the mindset and the skills that you build on this, and then the income that you get to be able to fund other things that you're doing. I now have the ability to fund something else that I want to do. So I'm currently working on my own business right now that I don't plan on starting until I'm absolutely ready to start that, because I've failed in the past before. I failed hundreds of times trying to start my own business, trading stocks, trading crypto, made a bunch of money, lost a bunch of money. I'm taking more calculated risks now, but also having the skills and the mindset to be able to, effectively run these things. In the next 6 to 12 months, I definitely see myself sticking with the opportunity right now. It's a great offer, making it, really good money with that offer. I'm currently looking for other sales gigs. So you guys have taught me how to find those gigs and those sales offers to where I'm not like worried about what a good offer looks like. I have a good offer now. So I've got a really good, starting point for what a good offer looks like. So just looking for another sales offer, just kind of doubling down, seeing if that there's another offer where I can, make a little bit more money with my time. And then, probably in the next 6 to 12 months, I do see myself at least having a business plan ready. And I'm kind of working on a few things with that right now.
Amazing, man. Like sales is the lifeblood of every business. So it's like you learn this, it's like, and being in a business as a sales rep, like I've been able to start this business because I learned sales and I was in a business. And it's a good way to like learn about business while getting paid.
Absolutely.
Like if you want to learn how to like marketing or other parts of business, being on the sales side, collecting the money, being around the business owner, it's like a great way to be able to learn those skills.
Absolutely. Well, I mentioned I work for a fitness offer too, and it's like I'll be on sales calls with some of these people.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, how'd you get started? And sometimes I'll just say, oh well, I saw an ad, I bought some supplements, and then I got hooked up with a call, and then they said, oh, this is how I correct my metabolism, and then they get looped into this higher ticket offer, and it's an incredible way to learn about business as well.
Yeah, for sure. Cool, man. I just have a few more questions, I guess. Were you surprised? I know you trusted us, but like, were you surprised like how fast and easy this kind of worked out for you?
I was actually. So when I hopped on that first interview, the girl that I spoke to was basically like, yeah, most of our average closers, they make between 4 to 6K a month, right? I'm like, okay, so I can at least replace my income. First month I did 9K, right?
Yeah.
So going from 4K, salary to expecting 4 to 6K in commissions and then making 9, I completely blew past my expectations, 100%.
That's awesome, bro. And then, any really like final thoughts you just like to tell the viewers, whether it's about, it doesn't have to be about working with us, but it could just be anything about your experience in general right now. Anything you'd like to share, help somebody at home. Maybe it's somebody younger, like thinking they've heard about closing, they're thinking about getting into it, they're thinking about finding a mentor. There's a lot of different people they could learn from, or just somebody that's like pissed off about their situation and they want to like become more of an entrepreneur, but maybe they see sales as a way to get into it. Like just share, I guess, your thoughts or something.
Yeah, well, I guess where I'm at now is like, being in it at least 4 months and being, one of the top performers, I do have a lot of knowledge that I get to share now. So new people that come into our offer, I have the ability to kind of help coach these guys, right? And so I now have the confidence to say, hey, like this is how you close deals. This is how you handle objections. This is how you frame the call. This is how you reset the frame. So being able to teach people is something that I get a lot of value out of, right? It definitely fills my cup when I get to teach somebody how to do sales because I've been able to get those reps in. And if there's anyone out there who's like on the fence about getting into sales, if you are able to talk to people, you look half decent, right? And you've got the confidence to try and sell something, just get into it, right? And if you don't have the right direction, Ryan and Anthony are some of the best people to reach out to because I'm a prime example. I went from literally making less than $4,000 a month salary, scared to jump out of that situation that I was in, which was not a good situation, right, in the first place, to going to making 9K my first month, 8.5K every month after that. So yeah, if you're scared of taking that leap into sales, just invest in yourself and invest into something like Ryan and Anthony, and it'll work out for the better, for sure.
Awesome, man. I love that. Well, thank you so much, bro, for sitting down with us.
Appreciate you.
If you guys want to learn more about how to get into sales, check out, I'm going to link down below this video some resources to check out. Message us for any questions. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Peace.